And secret, well, gotta keep it. Let me say good evening and thanks for joining me. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for joining me. My name is Damian Phillips, and I am here to present to you. I was about to say drum roll. Nope, drum roll after Sunday. Drum roll after Sunday. No drum roll on a Tuesday night. No drum roll on a Tuesday night. But thank you guys for liking, that little thing. Saraban, so anybody can tell me which Buju de pan rhythm when played on my dream dub the pan? Him have something for uno. Yeah. Anybody can tell me which Buju Wanton song is on that rhythm that he played his dub, my dream, my dream, my dream, my dream, my him have something for uno. Yep, Raban says so. DP's in the house. Mishy Boo is in the house. Good evening, Mishy Boo. Thanks for joining. How you doing? How you doing? DJ Shane, I go on youth. Maybe me guess one of them night, because me hear you and Brother Gary Banta, People don't hear them the other morning. When Brother Gary call him out and say, he can't play that tune and he call him and I say, yeah, Brother Gary, oh yeah, I play this the other day. Me no competition with nobody. Yeah. But Brother Gary, the Marian all the way squeeze this morning. Let me convert it for you, please. Me can't convert it, I can convert it. I'm sending him a WhatsApp and say me can't convert it and you're not even pass at ear on me. But yeah. I just like how Jamaicans have a way of saying things. You know what I mean? I say Jamaicans have a way of saying things. Let me say good evening again. If you're just joining, you haven't missed anything. I'm just here rumbling while I try to locate my guest, my special guest this evening. And this I dig up negativity and something else. Hey, The Flame, how are you doing, beautiful? Yeah, I like how you promote yourself, you see. Trust me. I want to take a page out of your book, because yeah, you know to do it. You know to do it. Speaking of a page out of your book, guys, remember that this weekend will be hot. Yeah, last week did hot. This weekend will be hot. Praise House people still can't stop talking about Praise House and Dr. Wendy and yeah. Right, that's all. So Atlanta. Yep, Atlanta. The 22nd they look good, you know. 8 days before my birthday. Yeah, I like how that 22nd they look. Not making any promises, but yeah, I've never been into Atlanta. I've been to Atlanta airport. I've been to the airport in Atlanta on a connecting flight going to Texas some years ago. But yeah, I've never been to into Atlanta itself. I wonder if last year I did go New Orleans for my birthday. I'm a guess there. This not normal. Where's my guess? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? So guys, what are we looking at this evening? So this topic was born out of a something that I mentioned Sunday. And I was just here chatting and I'm like, no, but that sounds like a good topic. That sounds like a good topic because it was flowing from I was saying there are some church sister who once them get married, once God bless them with the husband, all of the good something them what they used to do, them not do anymore. And what Mishibuga and Damien, you know. Yeah, Mishibuga first name, you know. So you know what that mean. Dollar Trees in the building. Yeah, yeah, pretty I know it is in the building. Um Mitchie PSL is in the building. Good evening, good evening, good evening. I like them new name there. Yep. I mean, more upon enough people just a change up them name. I like them new name there. Cynthia Thompson. And when I say these people, I don't want them to feel offended. I don't want you guys to feel offended because guess what? I hear something last Saturday and I like it. I want politician it come from, but I like it. It says that the foundation of a building is not nice and cute and sexy and pretty. Yeah, the foundation. And a lot of people never ever see the foundation of a building. And the painter who comes in and put on the nice, pretty, and the little stuff them on it and do the lawn and all of them something, them have nothing to do with the foundation. But all of the other things that are done would be not if you didn't have the foundation of the house. So I'm saying, I'm not just saying this because more people like me. I'm saying big up to those people who have been here with Brother Gary for 2 years now. And me, I go celebrate 1 year next month. Big up to you guys. You guys are the root, you are the foundation. So, and I one thing, more use the analogy again. Yeah, this just come to me. I'm like how things come to me. And I'm see me guessing I'm a studio. Say, yes, we're soon gone. As me done chat a little bit, we're going right in on the topic. Look at a tree. And for those of you who live in like America who experience the 4 seasons, I mean not about the hotel. Yeah. The leaves when it's spring and them spring up and thing, and I love fall. Me like so when the autumn that year we call it autumn, when they leave them a change color and you get the red and the orange and all of that, it them pretty don't. But the leaf them disappear after a while and the root them stand firm same way. So pick up that. All right. So let me go ahead and welcome my guests. Good evening, Carla.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm well. I'm well.
Aye. How was that event the other day?
It went well. Actually, we had several girls show, and we ended up doing well with it. Remember, I explained to you that it was a bridal group. So
Yes.
I just wanted to invite the ladies so that they could really enjoy um, just having that time in a cabin and
Mm,
you know having
nice.
fun, but at the same time I wanted them to come in a certain way and leave a certain way. So I
Yes.
always am big about encouraging people to smile with the smile mantra,
Mm-hmm.
and studying, meditating, inspiring others, laughter and elevation is important,
Yes.
because if you are going to be in this lifetime, you want to make sure that you are following the smile mantra. So that was really kind of cool because I was teaching them how to meditate, and I think it's kind of awesome. I got a call from her mom,
Mm-hmm.
and the bride has actually encouraged her brother to try the breathing techniques, and
Mm.
now he's scheduled to actual coaching session tomorrow morning. So it's kind of cool because I didn't realize that, even though I do what I do, you do what you can to
Yes.
empower people. you really don't know your influence. So it's always important that we inspire others.
True. And that's one of the reasons why I continue doing what I'm doing. There are people who have known me for years and they're like, you have good content and why your YouTube channel is not blown up and why? And I'm like, I used to say this, Carla, on this radio station that I helped to start in Jamaica. If I'm done and one person listen and take away something from it, then my work is worth something. You know, I was
Absolutely.
never off going after this. I need to have a million viewers and a million likes, and you know, and then I know
Right.
this too. There are a lot of people who they have a million likes or a million follow and the bank book is zero.
Right. That's why I said
So I'm like,
it's
you know
just
what?
important.
If I can touch one person with my life, I'm all right with that.
You're good. Yes,
I'm good.
absolutely.
So, guys, those of you on Caribbean Radio HD, we're live. This is where we're at. And remember, Caribbean Radio HD is the home of the Brother Gary Morning Show. Every morning from 6 to 10, you can listen to him. And there's never a dull moment with Brother Gary. I want to be like him when I grow up. You know what I mean? I said never a dull moment. But this is DP Unfiltered, and this is where we talk the things them. As long as it's earworthy, as long as it can be said, you'll hear it right here. And I can tell you guys, I got a confession last Sunday. I'm like, it's like this person called and she's like, DP, when I just met you on Facebook, I didn't like you. I hated you. I was cussing you, although I was cussing myself because you never did that here. But yeah, and she's like, but I love you now. So big up all those converts who I
Yes.
switched from, you know, hating me to loving me and getting to understand me and all of that. But Carla has been with me for a while, and we do every now and then I just call on her. I'm like, I need somebody who, when she talk, not that my other guests don't have it, but Carla have a different thing about her. So this evening, and I was explaining, Carla, to my viewers earlier that Sunday morning, because I also have a Sunday morning show right here on Caribbean with the HG3. And I was talking about how you have some women who, when they become Christians, because last week topic, we were talking about sexy underwears.
Okay.
And yeah, that was the topic last week.
I'm sure
And
it
so,
was.
it was a good show. It was hot. It was lit, and all of that. So Sunday night I was talking, and I was saying big up to those of persons who participated in the show who made it what it was. And then I was saying there are a lot of women who, when they so-called in Jamaica, they say found Christ. You know, they find Jesus. They know a Christian. There are a lot of
Okay.
things that they don't do anymore, and one
Yes.
of them is actually dressing to play the part. You know, I've had situations, I heard of situations where the husband is complaining because when the wife is going out with her girls and all of that, she's looking spanking, all nice and everything, but when it's time for him or for the bed, she find the longest looking duster, we used to call them in Jamaica. I mean, I don't know if that them call it in America, but some long nightgown looking kind of thing, and
Yeah.
nothing to one pastor. I was hearing him talking to some people, some women, and he said, listen, you want to change up your bedroom? Have your husband decide what you wear to bed. And you will be surprised how that change. So I was saying this Sunday morning, and I say, even something was, this is a fact, even something as contraceptive. There are a lot of women who, they're in church, so they're not doing anything, so they need to be on contraceptive or anything like that. But as soon as God bless them with a husband, then they don't even do the research to find out, what goes with them and all those hormones and stuff that is in contraceptive, or if they should, they just start taking some pill because somebody said this is the one, and then they start putting on weight, and then if the man complain, you hear that, you don't love me because he must love me in all my stages and all that. And, they're eating like 5 meals, 5 servings for, and the man is like, no, I when I met you, I was attracted to this, and now I still love you, but I mean, this is why I only initiate maybe once a week because they don't care. So the idea came to me Sunday after I was saying all of that, and I said, should family planning be a discussion, or should we just leave it up to the person who 9 out of 10 times is the females who get on some form of thing? So let's start with the question. Should family planning be a discussion, or should one person just say, listen, my body, my choice, I'm going to do what I want to do?
Well, let me start by saying this. First of all, to address your first point about losing your sexy after you get married or you get saved or whatever, it is vitally important that even if you are in a religious state or you have a new awareness with your spirituality, you do not lose your sexy. And the reason I say that is it is vitally important to keep that sexiness, because the sexiness is the draw. The sexiness is what is going to encourage your spouse or even other people to become attracted to you.
Mm.
Your sexiness is going to draw the people of the same sex and people of the opposite sex to you.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're wanting to build any type of dream, plan, goal, whatever you got going on, you want to make sure that you never lose your sexiness. Sexy is a part of, I can show a little skin, I can be fully clothed, but my sexy comes from confidence in myself.
Mm-hmm.
The confidence comes from my inner being and my and that's what a man is going to draw to. So yes, you are correct in your thinking. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of women get really holier than thou. I don't want to show anything. I don't want to have sex because it's dirty.
Mm-hmm.
All this nonsense, but you're married, so you should be wanting to serve your husband and vice versa.
Yes.
If you're not in a if you're in a marital bond, you should be wanting to sex him up, and
Mm-hmm.
it should be of joy, it should be of fun, it should be, and he should want to be with you. I tell women all the time, you know me,
Yes, yes, yes.
I tell women all the time, listen, you have got to start showing some skin.
Mm-hmm.
Get your booty shorts out when you're in the kitchen cooking dinner.
Yep.
Wear your tank tops, show a little cleavage. It's
Mm-hmm.
important. We should not get all holier than thou in our home, in our bedrooms.
Yes, yes.
Leave your religious beliefs and all that stuff outside that bedroom.
I
That
mean,
bedroom is the time you should
you
be
don't have to
enjoying.
leave it, Carla, because the Bible says, and for my Christian people over Caribbean radio, the Bible says marriage is honorable and the bed is undefiled. So there
Period.
shouldn't be you wanting to, oh no, I'm not being sexy in my bedroom, or I'm not showing
No, like
anything.
what is this stuff? So
Yep,
you have, but outside of the bedroom, you still should have a sexy to you.
true.
The whole big thing about Sierra and her husband standing before her, and she got all this, this rave going on that is trending today
Mm-hmm.
about how she's got this outfit on and it's not much of one.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of that, I think what people are more intimidated by, it's not necessarily the outfit, it's her confidence.
Mm. Mm.
It's her confidence and her husband being okay in it.
Yes.
Most men will want to cover their lady up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No, I don't want other men to see that. Why? You know what I'm saying? That's not your possession. That's your woman. That's your wife. That's your beauty. So again, it's a little risque. I don't have any problem with it. I think she's beautiful. Listen, Sierra, if you want to have a good time and be radiant in your sexy, do it.
Mm-hmm.
But again, we get so caught up in, oh my God, I would never let my wife, or I would never let my husband. It's like, listen, if they have an understanding, it is fine. So now to the question at hand.
Yes.
You asked about family planning. Family planning should be, let me just be clear, it should be discussed.
Mm.
However, most pregnancies are unplanned. You know as well as I do.
Yeah, I said it a couple of times a while ago on Facebook, and I got bashing for it because I'm like, to be honest, some of us think about
I got a lot of clients that I coach. And I have a course called Vow, VOW, the number 2 guide, GUIDE. So Vow to Guide is a actual course I created to help parents that had unplanned children.
Mm.
So this is important because this is great for this topic.
Yes.
A lot of times we don't think about the fact that when we're making love to our lady, to our man, or whatever we got going on, it might not even be that. It may just be we're having a good time.
Right.
In that scenario, we can create a baby.
Yes.
Twins or triplets. We don't know. We just know we can create a child. And once that mother or father are with child, we have to now stay rooted in the fact that most of the time we're not really sitting down and planning for our children.
Right.
When people plan for children is when they're infertile. I'm going to say that again. Most people plan for their children when they are infertile. So when there's infertility, most people have to sit down. Let's check the temperature. Okay, it's
Am I
time to have sex now.
ovulating? Yep.
It's a whole big conquest.
You can't get up yet. You need to lay there for.
Right. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So a lot of times people are only focused on their creation or procreation when they aren't able to have children.
Mm.
When we are able, unless we're just trying to be preventative, so we're taking birth control pills.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just say, I am a product of a woman that took a birth control pill, and I'm here anyway.
Mm.
You hear what I'm saying?
I guess your dad's sperm was that powerful. Like, I'm going to
listen,
shoot.
my biological mom, because I'm an adopted child, but my biological mom tried to prevent another child.
Mm-hmm.
So what's so interesting to me is, well, actually, I am the product of that.
Mm.
She had my biological mother had problems with birth control. So it made her go numb on one side of her body.
Wow.
So she stopped taking it. And in that transition of stopping, she was still intimate with my biological father. And here I am. So again, even with our prevention doesn't necessarily mean that we're not going to become parents.
Yes.
Now, if we are going to sit down and discuss parenting, we need to really be honest with self. A lot of times, a lover or a fiance or a spouse may be excellent in that role. And what I mean is, we don't really know how our lover, spouse, or whomever we're in a relationship with is going to be once they become a parent. There's a lot of discussions that need to be had before you procreate. But a lot of people don't talk about these questions or these things that we need to talk about.
Yes.
First of all, discipline. That is the number one issue within the confines of parenting that I deal with a lot of my clients. They have a hard time with the father being the disciplinarian, giving rules, giving consequences, making sure there's corrective action in place. And then we have the other parent that may be a lot more about nurturing, making sure the child feels affection and those things. So there needs to be a discussion on, first of all, what you both agree to in what you want to impart in the child. So if you're going to procreate and you're really wanting to discuss about family planning, that's wonderful and all, but there comes a point where you have to sit down and discuss major things like discipline. And let me also say this. When it comes down to parenting, it is the mother's job to teach the children how to love the father. It is the father's job to teach the children how to love the mother. What I mean by that is you both must be in alliance with each other when you come to terms with being parents.
True.
So what that means is, in the privacy of the father dealing with the children, he needs to make sure he stresses the importance of how the children respect, honor, and love the mother. Now, hold on, because we don't want to miss this part, because a lot of people go deaf when I talk about fatherly love. When the mother has the children in private, it is vital that the mother instills in the children having compassion, respect, and regard and love for the father. This needs to be discussed before procreation. Because if you don't, what happens a lot of times is children get, I would say, in these scenarios where they don't lead with how important it is to love and honor our parent, because it's not stressed by the opposite parent. I had a really good point not too long ago. Someone told me, you can't sell your own products. You need testimonials. You need other people to fight for you to do well in what you're trying to do and accomplish. And so, sure, you can go out and push your own brand. However, your brand will move more by word of mouth. Who better to sell to the children how important it is to respect and have regard for the other parent than the opposite parent?
True.
And let me also say, We need to also hold reverence to this, together or not.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you're separate, it's imperative that we suggest that the children still have a high regard and respect and love for the opposite parent.
And when you
And
say
that,
separate, you mean separated, right?
yes,
Okay.
yes. And that should be something that you, if you want to vow to something, because we always vowing to something.
Yes.
If you want to vow to that, you need to vow to that to your children and to the one that's you're co-parenting with. I shall always hold a high regard for you, even if we're together or not.
Mm.
So family planning should be made, but I believe outside of planning the children, you need to prepare for the children.
Mm.
Because when you prepare for them, you have a better understanding of how important it is to be allies with each other.
Right.
The alliance is important because when you are allies to each other and you have an understanding, little children are very big manipulators. They know that if one parent is one way and the other parent's the other, that they can work the two. But when you both hold a certain one-minded thinking, or you have a structure to where we both are disciplinarians, we both care. Not when your father gets home, this will get dealt with. No, I'm the mother, and I'm going to deal with it while he's not here.
Right.
Not when the daddy gets home, because that always makes for the father to be the bad cop.
You know, I always say it's a setup. Carla, believe me,
Yeah.
I've been saying some stuff that when I hear you say them, I'm like, what? Because I've been saying these things. I didn't know people actually, yeah. Once it's a schooling, a discipline thing, and one parent leave it to the other parent, you're setting up that parent to
You're
look like,
setting that
as you
parent
say,
up.
the bad cop.
Yes. And that parent doesn't really get respected and regarded until the children are adults and they become parents. And that shouldn't be the admiration of that parent. We should be in sync, and we should both have a regard for the same understanding. Not when the father's gone, we can just play around and not get the homework done. When daddy's home, we got to get the homework done before dinner.
Mm-hmm.
We need to continue on with those processes so the children don't get confused or conflicted by one parent being the soft parent, the other parent being the mean one.
Good cop, bad cop.
Right, exactly.
Let me go ahead and welcome those of you just joining, because I'm seeing some comment here. And guys, if you want to participate in the show via text, all you have to do is type into your Google able device, or your internet, not Google necessarily, but your internet able device. All you need to type is Bro Gary, and it will take you to what I refer to as Big Yard. That is our chat room that you can participate in. So let me just shout out some people right now. Rosie G, she said, good evening, brother DP. Blessing. Empress MJ said, woman of knowledge. Yes, Empress. That's why I'm always draft here. Carla, a life coach, she's my guest this evening, and we're here talking. Juanita is in the building. Juanita said, big up Sister Mochi. Well said. Let me see what Sister Mochi Boo said before me I agree to something. So Mochi said, I don't wear nothing coming as you are. So okay, all right. Whatever that means. So Sister Trouble, good evening, Sister Trouble. Sister Trouble says, good evening, DP and family. Yes, losing sexy can lock off attraction and shut down intimacy. As a woman, going off, of course, with what was eyes pleasing, and my husband going off what I was fired up about, will create issues. Okay, so guys, you can comment there. What time is it? 7:28. In 2 minutes, I'll be opening the phone line. So let me go ahead and share the phone number with you if you want to call and ask a question or just participate in the show overall. That number is, ready? Get the pen, the paper, whatever you got to. And guys, let me share something with you, because I always laugh when I see people do it. I'm giving you my number. You have your cell phone in your hand and you're looking for a pen or a paper to write it down. Like, that is so 40, 50 years ago, people. No, you can actually store a number in your phone right there. You don't have to write it on something and then go transcript, because you may lose the paper. So let me share. All you need to do is the person giving you the number, just start dialing it. So right now, even if you're not planning on calling me and you have your cell phone in your hand, I'm going to give you the number. Just take out your phone like you're going to make a call. Go on that dialing pad screen, save the number so maybe later on you can use it. So this is the number: 305-654 7944. 305-654-7944. One more time for the one that must sit down in the back. 305-654-7944. And that is not my number, that is Caribbean Radio HD number. All right. So if you call that number, whosoever is on air, the phone will ring to them. So those of you may be wondering, what are we discussing this evening? What are we talking about? We're talking about family planning. Yep, family planning. And if you just join us, you miss a whole heap from my guest. But I was listening to that last part, Carla, and I'm saying again, so if we were doing the right things to start with, it would be easier when we're at that stage when the children are actually here. So it's not a discussion, but I don't know if I'm the only one who, when growing up and hearing about family planning, all I heard was, to me, was the bad side, to not get pregnant. So it would be females alone, even at the clinics, because they have the public health, and you have the family planning area, and it's only females. I cannot recall seeing something resembling a couple going to talk. It's always with the health people. It's always just women. Should we tear down this, I want to call it a lie and a misconception that, yep, even if it's to prevent pregnancy, only the female need to know about it or matter about it?
No, I don't think so. I believe that it's important that the man involved is going to be involved. So when we sit down and look at it, there needs to be both parties. And I believe also, what I love what you said, that there's also preventative measures a man can do,
right,
for family planning as well, if they want to really be, really, even down to the wire, that they would rather wait for a few years, or they would rather not have children. It's important that men can also make the decisions, even a long-term decision, which is vasectomies.
Right.
A lot of people don't talk about vasectomies, but it's a very, very easy procedure to have done. And once you have the cap off of children that you decide as a man, you can make those decisions. You know what I mean? There's also birth control options for men.
Yes.
There's also different types of, there's also different types of contraception that men can have, not just condoms, to where that man can be, really basically, he's very involved with those decisions. And I believe that a man should also, if he is wanting to procreate, it's important that he's mindful of what woman he's procreating with. There's certain things that a man should consider, because just because she's a great girlfriend or a great wife doesn't mean she's going to be a great mother. Okay, so, and this is important and imperative for a man, if he's going to decide to procreate and have children with her, that he's mindful of the fact that, man, she's a great, beautiful person, but now that I'm looking at it here, I may have not made the best choice for who's helping me raise children, because she is going to be in alliance with you when you do decide to have children with her.
Yes.
So it's important that you sit down and you pay attention to what deciding factors I should be looking for.
Right.
Is that woman going to be a repellent to your discipline? This is important. Because if you're wanting a family plan, that's fine. But what is she going to do when you get in those children's rumps about stuff they don't have any business doing? When you decide that it's important for corrective action and she feels you're mean, what is that going to look like in a parenting arrangement?
I think we have our first caller, Carla. Carla. Hello, good evening. You're live.
DT, good afternoon.
Good evening. You're live on Caribbean Radio HD3.
This is DJ Fedicini. How you doing?
Thank you, sir. Thanks for calling in and for making your contribution.
Yes, sir. Listen, it's so funny you come up with this subject, So me, when I was a young man growing up, I had many choices that I could have had kids a long time ago. But I was very skeptic of the kind of woman that I wanted to have my children with. And it was so ironic. Hold
on. You said the kind of women? So what? Anyway, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
DP,
Go ahead.
DP,
I'm just wondering if that's what I heard.
DP. Come on now.
Carla, that's what you heard, right, Carla? Isn't that
I
what you
did
heard?
hear that.
I
I did
said,
hear that.
I said back then, DP. Come on.
Okay, all right. Go,
Back
sorry
then.
to cut you off. Go ahead.
Yes. Anyway, so there was this one girl that she claimed to say she did pregnant for me, but when we find out a little birdie pinch me, I said so, and I'm also going because she that try to trap me.
Oh.
Yeah. So thank God we kind of escape that fate because I would have regretted it. I would have regretted it.
But I have a question for you though. Why is it men sleep with a woman who there's a probability this woman could be pregnant with your child, but we still sleep with them anyway and just hope it not happen? Why men do that?
I don't know. I have no idea. And it's not like that. Me plan it. It didn't plan or anything. She did that. Try a little judge.
No, man. Remember, no. Let's go back to what you say. I'm a good listener. You said from you were growing up, you're always particular or peculiar, and you know the kind of women that you wanted to have a child with. That you say.
Yeah, because listen, I have a sixth sense, but when it comes to them things there.
Okay, you have a sixth sense.
So you have a sixth sense about that. But I made bad choices at that time.
Okay.
But then they said the right woman came along, and trust me, it was a blessing when I got her because I was trying with her for years and years, and eventually it happened.
So I'm gonna ask you again. Good. Sorry if I cut you off, but I'm gonna ask you again because this is something I don't know if it's the same. I don't know if it's the same here in America, Carla, but there are a lot of men in Jamaica who they have those are not aphrodisiacs, but there are things that's supposed to help you to impregnate a woman. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the fruit soursop.
No.
It's a Jamaican fruit. I've never seen it in America. I'm going to send you a picture after. But they drink a lot of soursop. They eat a lot of fish, steamed fish and okra. There are things that we grew up on here that if you eat these things or if you drink these things, it will make you, it's easier to
more fertile. Yes.
Right, more fertile.
I don't know about that.
Well, I will say this.
Hold on, DJ. Go ahead. Hold on, DJ. Go ahead, Carla.
What I think that happens here in America is that we don't base it too much off of diet nor any type of supplement per se, but we do base it off of the frequency of sex.
Oh.
So the more sex you have, the higher your probability to become pregnant is what we're more geared towards. So
if you go to the Caribbean, any one of the islands in the Caribbean, they're going to tell you if you eat whatever from the sea or whatever, and this will get you, kind of thing. But to the question I want to ask
now, when they advise these, Damien, what do they believe? I mean, what is the man when the man is taking all this advice and he's having intimate relations with a woman? Is he really wanting to impregnate her and it's just on him that he's in that mode, or is he discussing it with her?
That is the question. That's why I'm saying all of that, because DJ Facchini just said that a while ago. He was trying for a while and it never happened. So this is why I want to ask you, sir. When were you trying on your own, or was this a collective decision with the mother?
No, I was trying that on my own.
Oh,
let's take her in.
Right, and see that is what Damien and I are talking about. We want there to be an understanding when you impregnate a woman, or when a woman is getting pregnant, however you want to say it. It should be a joint agreement, because once that baby comes, whether or not you made her a mother or not, you both are going to be responsible.
And then what the side that I want to, and DJ, you're going to be able to talk in a minute. The thing that happened a lot, Carla, and I've witnessed this. I have a lot of female friends, and this one case was at a school I used to teach. And one of the teachers, she got pregnant as a teenager. and she promised herself that she will never get pregnant again. In Jamaica, if you try to do the tube, whatever they call it, to cut your tube, tie your tube, if you're unmarried and under age, I think 30, 35, they won't do it in a public hospital. You have to get it done privately. So a lot of women don't bother with that. They just go the cheaper route, which is to go on the pill or the injection,
Right.
whatever. But her partner was trying his utmost best to get her pregnant. So this is the thing. So the man will be over here drinking all of the, I was about to call one of the roots name, but we're not giving any free advertisement tonight.
Right.
And all of this stuff and whatever. So he's drinking and eating all of that stuff, but she's taking her pill and she's not missing a day. So it's kind of pointless. Because what? There wasn't a discussion.
Well, it's not a mutual agreement.
Exactly.
And whenever you're having a child or you're getting pregnant or you're wanting to become parents, it's very important if you can. Because like I said, most children are unplanned.
Yes.
But if you plan on doing this, you want to have two willing partners.
Yes.
Because when you have willing partners, you have more of a greater chance that that child is going to be carried in the womb of love.
Yes.
And like I said, remember I explained to you that I was unplanned,
Mm-hmm.
but I know for a fact that I was carried in a womb of love.
Yes. Yes.
Because although I was unplanned, she gave a damn about what she ate, how she felt, what she did. And I don't even know her personally. I don't even think she's still on the planet. But what I do know is I can tell even in how I feel in thinking of her that womb was of love.
Yes.
So when a woman is impregnated and she's not a willing partner, you can drum up some emotion that will infringe upon the baby's development.
Mm-hmm.
It can also cause the baby not to be developed well and or depressed.
True.
And that all of that energy you don't want to have if you're not clear as to what your intentions are. That's intentions. You know what I mean? And if you want to have children, it's fine, but you need to be clear that you do want that person is chosen for who you would like to co-parent with.
DJ, over to you again, sir. I feel like I cut you off 5 times, and you have so much you wanted to share. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, with that, the young lady said, I mean, it has to be two willing partners, but sometimes it doesn't always end up that way. Because sometimes some pregnancy always end up on an untimely basis, and like I said, the two persons have to agree. But say for instance, both parties don't end up agreeing on the same thing, because the woman may say she wanted, and then the man might say no, me don't want it, because in the ready or in the field it was the right time, and then guess what?
So that is the discussion we're having. That is the discussion we're having.
Right.
Because, like I said, you just said it a while ago, where oftentimes people don't talk about this, where something happened, 2 people go to bed, and yes, couple maybe weeks after, the female miss her period, and she called the person, because it's not necessarily a husband, boyfriend. She called the person and she said, I missed my period, which, by the way, caller, that is the number one method or way that Jamaican men learn that they're going to be a dad, which I think something is wrong with that. Is by the woman calling him or texting him and say, I missed my period.
Yeah.
And right there, and then worse if it's a case where it's a multiple kind of thing, because again, I don't know some man do this. I don't know how a man find it comfortable to be wanting to sleep with a woman. We knows, not guessing or hoping, if she's sleeping with anybody else. It's a known fact to maybe the entire community that she is sleeping around, and he still goes there. And when she call him and say, I missed my period, then he starts saying, oh, it's not mine.
Right.
He's not pregnant. He's like, it's not mine. It's not mine. But what?
And then we go down we go down through that DNA testing pathway, and then now again, when I talk about procreation and how important it is to be a baby being created in the womb of love, now a baby is being created in a womb of uncertainty. So because the baby's not. It's not. There's a developmental hesitation because You're talking about saying, well, I don't know anything about who the dad is or whatever. That uncertainty it will drum up concern, and it also infringes upon the development of the child.
Yes, yes.
These are things that people have to think about while being sexual with someone.
So what my brother just mentioned a while ago is the case where, and again, this is why we're having this discussion, where the woman gets pregnant and the man is saying, I want the child, vice versa. Which way did you say it for Chachini? The man want it and the woman didn't want it, or the other way around?
No, I said the woman the woman want a child, but himself was saying.
So the man is saying, I'm not ready to be a father. I'm not ready to be right.
Or probably she was messing around with somebody else. I mean, come on. The child didn't ask to be here because of their uncertainty or their misconception of what being a parent is. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So come on, you have to think on a progressive level. Is either you sit on both of this. You both wanted it. It's not okay. I wanted it and you didn't. So you have to be sure. You have
Absolutely.
to be sure.
That's the point.
Don't be sure for your uncertainty. It don't make no sense because it's not going to work.
Yeah.
And then this child is going to be like the young lady say, develop an uncertainty. It don't develop in love. Because if this child don't develop love, this child is going to develop in a battered, unrelentless, bitter
just a bad situation.
Relationship.
Yep. But you see,
and being the same way.
Yes, and this is a cycle, like you just a while ago, because a lot of us we born out of unplanned pregnancy, and we end up doing the same thing, and then we complain, and then we yep. So I hope we can stop. Anything else you want to leave with us finally before I let you go, Carla?
Say that again.
No, I'm asking my DJ friend if there's anything else you want to say before.
No, not really. I was trying to put my little 2 cents.
All right, please remind us when you come on the radio. Please remind us when you come on the radio.
Now on Fridays 9 to 11, and the show is called TGIF.
All right, on Friday. So people, make sure you go and listen to him. Thank you very much for calling and participating, sir.
No problem, DJ. Bless up yourself here.
All right, guys. If you're listening and you want to call, remember that the show is going to be finish in 14 minutes. If you want to participate via phone, the number is 305-654-7944. That's 305-654-7944. 305-654-7944. And let me say good evening to Bishop ONZ Martin. Remember, he comes up at 9 o'clock. Good evening. Welcome, caller.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Brother DP, you can hear me?
I'm hearing you loud and clear.
Okay, this is Sister Khan in Boston.
Hi, sister.
I love this topic.
Do you?
The reason why I love it, I listen to this woman and I'm saying, well, when I was young, I'm raising my sons, and I speak to them. I always let them know I don't worry about a child being born. I worry about disease. So I want you all to protect yourself. If you start going out with a woman, protect yourself.
Yes.
If you don't want to buy it, I will buy it. I said that to my teenage son. I said, I'm not worrying about
the unwanted pregnancy.
Disease. And you have to be ready.
Yes.
To bring a child.
Absolutely. It's a responsibility. And it's teamwork.
You have to be
ready. Takes a village to raise children.
Yes.
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 So I'm so happy about this topic.
Thank you very much.
A lot of young people need this right now.
Yes.
Because about when you lay with a person, always think, and you lay unprotected, always think that consequences comes out of it.
Yes.
Well, let me just say about intimacy. I think this is important.
Hold on, sister. I guess want to come in. Go ahead, Carla.
I do want to mention that sex, and I don't know if you've seen it lately. I wrote a post recently about intimacy. Sexual energy is for creation. It is creative energy. So when we are intimate sexually, we are conjuring up creative energy. So sex, you may not create a child, but you're going to create your creative energy.
Yes.
There's a purpose for sexual activity.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times we
Right.
only keep sexual activity in one box, which is to have children.
Mm-hmm.
However, if that was the case, then after we have children, we would no longer have sexual urges and desires.
True.
So sex is it's very useful for your creative side. It is your creative energy that you have to become your higher self.
Mm-hmm.
So with that said, one of the things that I think we miss a lot of times is when we are intimate with someone, there should be some type of energy that is increasing you into your higher self creatively.
Yes.
So let me just
And I
say
believe
that's very important. So when you're having children with certain people, you'll notice that children are beautiful, and we have to make sure that we're in alliance with the co-parent we're going to be with, because that is a lifetime commitment.
Mm-hmm. All right, Carla.
yes, it is. Yes,
Carla.
it is.
I can't say Carla. When I say Carla, I'm saying Carla. Thank you very much, my sister, for calling in. I'm going to see if anybody else wants to wing. All right. Thank you. All right. So Bishop, that comes up at 9. He's saying good night to you and your guests, my brother DP, enjoying the talk. Yes, Bishop, I know you're more comfortable with this week topics than last week. King Abuja says good evening, DP. Love the topic. And yes, I sent a couple people a while ago to the voicemail. So if you want to call, we have about 9 minutes remaining in the show, so you can utilize 8 and you can wing. So Carla, straight up, what happened now when this wasn't a discussion, as in contraceptive? How should a man feel if he's trying for 4, 5, 6 years? Of course, I'm going to blame him, but maybe he had a discussion to say, listen, I want a child, but the wife is like, nope, I don't want no more, or I don't want none at all. And then he finds out later on that she has been on some form of contraceptive. How he deals with that? Go and think about that question, but let me take a phone call. Good evening.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi.
Good evening.
Hi, DP.
How are
Is
you
this
doing?
the trouble?
Hey, what's the first? Let me ask you. You think contraception or septive should be a 2 people discussion, or it's the woman's body, her choice?
It should be both.
Okay.
Absolutely. It should be 2 people because both of us are engaging.
Mm-hmm.
So, if we're going to use condom, it's condom.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's going to be pills, we can make a mutual decision.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That's it?
Excellent topic.
Thank you.
I wanted to find out from Carla if she has considered or is doing what she does in schools.
I would definitely consider doing it in schools. I actually, because I'm a coach, I do a lot of different courses and things like that. So I'm always open to working with the school system, for various topics. I mean, DP knows I always have so many topics that I touch on. But, these type of things need to be discussed, because I think that a lot of times when we're talking about procreation, we're not being honest with our partner. And so in answer to your question, DP, I think it's pure deception.
Yes.
To be on the pill when your husband's desiring children. Mm-hmm. If you really didn't want children, you should have been upfront with your spouse. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then there should be a discussion as to why you want to withhold having children. That's important.
Right. Let's jump to the phone line. Hello, caller. Good evening. You're live.
Good evening, DP. How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm very well, thank you. What some people don't understand, that having sex with somebody doesn't mean that the person loves them, because sex is not love in all cases. Sometimes.
I agree with you. Thanks for that. So the caller is saying having sex don't necessarily mean, and I find, I don't know, I'm kind of biased. Maybe it's a bias. I think that is more male that think that. Am I wrong, caller? I think this more male thing. Once a woman agrees to give it up, then that means she loves me. I don't think it. the other way around. I remember.
Well, I think it's an individual scenario there, to be honest with you, because sex can be our expression, our physical expression of how we feel about someone. Which should be the ultimate way we show our lover or who we're with. That should be one of the ultimate ways we show them how we love them and how we care about them.
True. But the reason why I said that,
however, sexual behavior is just by nature.
Right.
So we can have sex and not have love.
The reason why I said that though is because I grew up with, you know, the demonstration is like the woman is the prize position. So the man should fight and do everything. So,
right.
You know, if you get a simple, just a touch or a kiss, then he thinks that, yes, I'm getting the work. Let's run to the phone line because we're about to run out of time.
Run out of time. Yeah, I see.
Hello, caller.
Yes, DP, good evening. Very quick, because I know you got to run.
Yes.
So, DP, with the contraceptive, and what I want to say right now, because a friend of mine come to me with a situation right now based on what you're talking about. Because he married to this woman, right? And they never discuss about certain things. And he wants kids where she can give him have any kids. And she just let him know after 3 years in the marriage that she's tied off. Now he come to me now and ask, what should he do? I can't answer that question. You understand me? And as I said to him, well, you and her have to talk about that because I could not give you an answer.
Let's have our life coach answer that question. Carla, what should he do?
Well, to me personally, I think that he needs to really sit down and really evaluate who he's been in a relationship with this long, because she's been a deceptive woman to him. She has been lying to him, and she manipulated him into being with her under the understanding that they would procreate.
Yes.
So that's deceit. That is not loving him at all. That's abusive, to be honest with you. It's very abusive.
Hold on. Let you finish. Hold on. Let you finish. Go ahead, Carla.
It's very abusive for a woman to lie blatantly like that and deceive you when there's a desire to want to procreate with you. So I believe that he should consider ending all ties personally, if it was me.
And that's from a woman. I know me say it, so nobody come find me and cuss me off and say this is the man left his wife. Yes, brother.
It needs to be ended. I just don't see any other way around it.
Yes, brother. Go ahead.
The question I asked him, so what did she say to you? Why he didn't? She said that she didn't want it. She did not know how to tell him because she did not want to lose him.
Well, she's going to now because you weren't honest and upfront.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you're not honest and upfront with something that major for someone that is capping off a man's desire to want to be a father. Yeah, that's absolutely unacceptable.
Yep. And they have a lot of them use this. They throw this whole marriage thing to say, oh, but we got married and it said for better, for worse, for richer, for poor.
No, that's not. No, that was deception.
Hello.
No, that's not. See, and I'm glad you brought that up because people will say that. That's deception.
Yes.
So that is not better or for worse. We need to be clear about when we're throwing around vows. Understand better for worse means if we're going through something, a storm or something like that.
Comes up unaware of, because
you were right. You were very well aware.
If I say, for example, I lost one of my testes as a child or whatever. If I meet a woman, that is something that I should declare.
Absolutely.
If I know I've done tests and I know straight up that I will not be able to give you a child.
Right.
Put it on the table. And then no, because I always say this to people. A lot of times females don't get it, Carla, where they're like, how comes this man is not taking care of his biological child, but it going to take up a woman with 5? Some of the times, like I said, this man is worried about DNA, if it's his real child.
Yes.
It's easier for a man to take up a woman with 10 kids.
Right.
No, straight up, this is none of them is his. And then a woman said, oh, yeah,
but at least he knows that. That's what I'm saying. There's not a deception here.
Yeah.
That man is well aware that it is not due to her lying that all these kids are yours and they're not.
Yes.
He's well aware that I'm taking on 10 children and they're not mine, and I want to be a father to these children. She did not lead with him having his own opportunity to make the decision that I still want to marry you, although you're tied, your tubes are tied. Now, here's the other thing. She can get that reversed.
Mm.
There are procedures that you can reverse tubal ligations.
Mm-hmm.
However, that's all dependent upon if the tubes were tied versus if the tubes were tied and burnt on the ends.
Mm.
So that's something that, she may be able to, make a comeback.
Or she can think surrogacy. There's a lot of way around it, but
yeah,
I mean,
but he might want his own.
But if it's his sperms and her egg, then it's still his own.
Yes, but I'm saying he might want his own biological child with her.
Right. The one natural procedure.
Yes.
I hear you. I hear you. Well, I don't know who that was for tonight, but I guess that's where it is. I mean, that's where it ends up. Anything you want to leave with us before we go, Carla?
I just want you guys to know you can always see me or reach me at www.smileandsip.com. Also, on my website, I have a actual course called Vow to Guide that's excellent for people that have children, adult children, children that are small, and they really need to know how do they guide the child now that the child is here, even if the child was unplanned or not. Please go over to the website and you can definitely purchase that actual course.
Thank you again, my friend. And I see all the compliments coming up and people saying, come on, this need extension. We need to do part.
We'll have to do that. We'll have to do a part 2, DP. I think that's what's going to happen.
All right. Thanks again, Carla, for sharing part of your evening with me. Always a pleasure.
Appreciate you. Thank you for always inviting. Take care. Much love.
Cool. All right, guys, there you have it. Another great discussion based on the participation and what you're saying. Because where another great discussion. DP, have a blessed week. That's from Dollar Tree. Empress said, wow, need to be continued. Juanita said, this is very selfish by her part or on her part. Once I find out, I would leave because that's not love. Mishibu saying thank God. Great work. Time too short. DP, great topic, guys. I love it. Very interesting topic from Mishibu. So this is what happened. I want you to invite your friends next week. All right. Invite your friends next week. You think the topic is good, invite your friend next week. And those of you who are on my live, whether Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, remember that every week it is stored here, it is saved here, so you can send it. Like me, I go cut off the part there where the brother call and ask about, the woman who for 3 years now, this man is there wanting a child, and the woman well I know says she do her tubal ligation and nothing did it for him. Now, don't know. I can't fathom it. But I think men do it too. There are men who they portray, I want to do everything for you, knowing that they can't. That is not something I never tell nobody. So I'll just bring water from the moon. Me never promise nobody that yet. Because me not promise nothing me can't fulfill. You understand? Me not doing it. Not telling a woman a lie me can't. So yeah. So the brother, you hear from the life coach, he's like, no, this man needs to cut all ties because that's deception. There you have it. I don't know, that's kind of push me for one thing, one next topic, if a man is trying for years and it's not happening, should he actually take upon himself and go run some tests? You may not like what you find out, leave it alone here. Anyways, this is DP as Mishibu saw a while ago. Me can't change. I am who I am. Me don't know no better. But thanks again for joining me, spending a part of your Tuesday evening with me. Remember, every Tuesday night right here, I'm live from 8 to 9 Eastern Standard Time, and on Sundays, same place, Caribbean Radio HE3. Thanks again to Brother Gary and the whole crew and the whole, production team and everybody who make Caribbean Radio. You, the listeners, thanks for being here. Remember, Bishop ONZ Martin is live right now, Caribbean Radio HE3. Until next week, if you can be good, please be careful.